Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where I'm still recycling my beauty products. I'm on a 2012 no-buy and so far so good. I'm still chugging along. And so on my journey for 2012, I have had to resort to using some pretty unusual, some might say weird things in order to make my products stretch. So I've gotten pretty creative with some things because I've looked at some of my products and thought, how am I going to make it an entire year with what I have? So I've thought of some unusual ways to use things. I've gotten some ideas from YouTube and from beauty blogs, and I wanted to share my tips with you because if you're on a no-buy or you just want to use some tips and tricks for recycling some of the products that you have or using them in a weird way, I thought I would share my tips with you. So, the first idea, I've mentioned before in another video that I love matte lipsticks. I'm not wearing a matte lipstick today, but they are my favorite finish lipstick, and I have had it happen so many times where I find a lip color that I love, and it's in a shade that I love, but it's too shiny, or the finish is just not matte enough for my taste. So I came across a tip on YouTube, and she didn't use this exact product, but I've modified it a bit for myself because I didn't have what she had. But what I did is I took an eyelid primer, and so this is the e.l.f. eyelid primer. I think it's just from their dollar line that you can find at Target or eyeslipsface.com. And so what I did was I took the primer, and I'll just show you on my hand, but I rubbed this on my lips to begin, okay? You get a nice layer of it, kind of work it into your lips a little bit, and then you take a color that you like. In this case, here's Revlon's Crimson. It's a really cool, nice color, deep, vampy color. And if I rub some of this in with the primer, put a little bit over it again here. I'll show you without. Okay, so what happens is when you rub the primer into it, if you notice, it mattes it or dries it out. And it even, because the primer that I have is sort of a creamy shade, it sort of alters the color a bit too, but I kind of like that too, because sometimes for a shade like this, you want it toned down a bit. So anyway, this is a trick that I urge you to try if you like matte lips or just want to try out something different with the color you have. So the way I feel is it's going to extend the life of my lipsticks, and I can create new looks with stuff that I already have. So great tip, I think. Another tip that I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before is using lipstick for blush. So you might have a lipstick color that you don't particularly love on your lips. This works as a great cream blush. Take a little bit, fingers, put that on your face, and then you can always go over it with a powder blush, and it will help to extend the life of your blush. So that's another great tip. I happen to be a real lipstick junkie. I have a ton of lipsticks, so whenever I can use them for something other than just what their original purpose was, that's great for me. So this is a product that you're probably also familiar with, and it's the Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel. Probably wondering, what in the heck does that have to do with makeup? Well, it's actually a pretty good face primer, and so it's similar to Smashbox Photo Ready primers. It has kind of that silicone texture to it, so if you're into that sort of thing, then I recommend you check this out. Let's see here. Another item, while we're on the makeup subject, is using eyeshadow for blush. So I have purchased blush off online at times where the picture online looks fabulous, and then it arrives to your doorstep and it looks like this. And there is just no occasion I can think of that I would wear this color. Maybe you would, but I will not. However, it actually makes a pretty good blush, believe it or not. So before you chuck these eyeshadows, if you just use a little bit of this and rub that into your skin, I've noticed that it actually can make a pretty nice blush. So that's another tip for you. Another tip, bronzers. I was a sucker for bronzers there for a while, and I just bought any old bronzer that was on sale. and I happened to pick up the e.l.f. bronzer. I think this was $1 maybe, and it's not terrible, but it's just not exactly the shade that I was looking for. So instead of checking this, sometimes your bronzer might not be the shade you want for contouring or your face, but it can actually make a really nice eyeshadow. So this is the color that this comes out as, and it kind of reminds me of like Cork by MAC, or so it's a pretty good transition color for me. So think about that when you are using bronzers. Maybe you get one that's too shimmery and you're looking for matte bronzer. Well, try it out on your eyes. That might work for you. So I think that's it per se for makeup related items, but another trick that you can use to stretch products, some of you might have heard of the Dr. Bronner's Magic All-in-One soaps. I happen to have like the little trial size, but it actually lasts a really long time because you only need a couple drops of this. But look, the suggestion is to look for products that you can use for more than just body wash or more than just shampoo. You can use this on your hair, on your face, on your body. I mean, really, you can actually even use it to wash your laundry, which is just weird to me. I wouldn't do that, but it is actually one of the things that you can use it for. So, but think about that when you're trying to stretch products. What can you use for more than just one thing? So I really like this, especially for my face. Another thing that you can do, I run out of shaving gel all the time. I seem to like never have a can of shaving gel for more than a couple weeks before it's gone. So one other trick that I use is using conditioners that I don't particularly love for my hair. I use that for shaving. So this is a really great tip because it works really well. In fact, even better than some shaving gels. It actually softens the hair on your legs and your skin, and then you can shave with it, and then afterwards your skin is pretty moisturized. So I have a lot of conditioners that just didn't work for me for one reason or another. This is one of them, but I use it for shaving, and it's great. Another one is baking soda to exfoliate your face. So this works as a great scrub, and so I would warn you, if you have really sensitive skin, this is probably not the best for your skin. But if you have normal to, what would you call it, the opposite of sensitive skin, this works really well as a face exfoliator. So what I like to do is actually mix a little bit of it into my face wash on like a washcloth, and then rub it in. If you use it directly on your hands, I notice that it can actually exfoliate the skin on my fingers, and then I don't really like that. So, because then it leaves them rough. But you can try that though. I wouldn't do it much more than like once a week because that might be too harsh for your skin. Okay, last but definitely not least, one of my all-time favorite products ever, and this is great for a multitude of uses as well, is pure extra virgin coconut oil. This stuff is the bomb, and I'll tell you why. First off, it smells so good. If you don't like coconut, you're not gonna like it, but if you like the smell of coconut, this is like the best coconut scent ever because it's pure, it's raw, it's the way coconuts are supposed to smell. I use this to remove eye makeup. I use this as a facial moisturizer, and that is one of my favorite ways to use it. I just recently started doing that. I have oily skin and acne-prone skin, but this is actually a product that helps to combat acne, and it moisturizes excellently. So I use this on my face after I wash it at night. I use this in my hair. It is great for like a deep hot oil treatment. And I know you may not have hair like mine. We all have different hair, but this is great on all different types of hair. Google it. It's a great like hot oil treatment, and I use it to make my hair shiny, and it's just really good for that. And for your body, just all over your body, it's great. And people eat it even. That's the one thing I don't use it for, but I hear that it's actually really healthy for you to eat. So, oh, I love this stuff. You can get it for like $10 to $12 or so at your grocery stores, at Whole Foods, at High Health, GNC's. Look for the pure extra virgin coconut oil, organic preferably. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you, and these are just some tips that I have found have helped me to stretch the products I have so that I can avoid buying more crap in 2012. So anyway, please feel free to comment. Let me know what tips you have for weird ways that you use your products, and I hope you all have an excellent day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.